Hey folks, Brian, making sure everything's on here. Got a few minutes before we go proper. If you're listening, say something so I know that everything's working. Ugh, man, it's been a hell of a fucking week, bud. Ugh, whew. It's been a rough one, guys. Been rough. Gotta keep it together though. Just gotta grab on and just keep on fucking fighting. It's demoralizing sometimes though. Yep. I'll start here in a couple minutes. Oh man, who's just over on uh, Shadow and Sun YouTube channel. They were talking about using demons and devils in your like role playing campaign. Hell yeah, we do. We use I play the Pathfinder background, so they got lots of kick ass demons and devils in that story. There's a nation that's on the world. It's called Cheliacs, and it's like a devil worshipping Nazis, basically. Like they make great bad guys. They have these their soldiers are called the Hell Knights. And it's interesting because it's like the only criteria for you to be Hell Knight is you gotta be lawful. You be lawful good, you be lawful evil. So they kinda catch you in that law. So it's like a kid steals coconut, he's killed on the spot because he stole. It's not because, he's starving or there's just like black and white against the law and following the law. So that makes some that's the whole fucking I was just following my orders bullshit. A lot of people try to hide behind the badge or hide behind their uniform or hide behind the policy. Guys, it all comes down to you. You make that call. I mean, there's always repercussions and there's always something. But, about what you think is right. Is it a job or is it go against your moral fiber? Maybe that's not the job for you. Or maybe you don't give a shit. You just do what you're told, get a paycheck. People out there like that. All right, guys, 8 o'clock. Time to ring the bell. Weird World War II is on the march. All right, guys. So tonight, I proposed to the group to come to the channel tonight and talk about what like some unique Weird World War II things that you've created in your gaming, be it vehicles or technology or weapons or spells or unit types, diseases, you know, even like it could even be like strategies and like military doctrines. Um, Maybe you have underground dwelling transports, so you have a whole new doctrine of like these underground APCs drilling holes under the ground. Maybe you like weaken the ground above the enemy's position so they collapse in, and then like you emerge and discourage your troops when they're all in disarray, or maybe that's the whole tactic, just to collapse the enemy's positions. And then come in, mop them up. But so I'll start off here. So tonight, I've never seen this in anywhere. So mine is called the flesh field. It's not a minefield, it's a flesh field. So in my Weird War II, zombies exist at a certain time frame in the war. So when zombies actually come into play, areas that are able to that like can like control it, they actually use zombies as a tool. okay, as a weapon. So what they do in these flesh fields, what they do is that the operators will incapacitate the zombies by severing their spines. Okay, so I mean they still flail and they can still bite and all that stuff, but they just can't like walk in theory. Okay, so what they do is they pin them to the ground in whatever way, chains or spikes or whatever it is, and then they stagger them out like, and they cover the huge, like, depending on how many zombies go, you just keep adding the dead, on this field, and it becomes this writhing, fucking famished, flesh hungry, like, sea of undead pinned to the ground, just trying to escape, reaching up, trying to eat whatever they can eat. And to top it off, what they do is they also put mines on these zombies. So like not all of them, but however, sparse them out or whatever. There'll be anti-tank and anti-personnel mines. So even if like, okay, let's say the Germans are doing this, okay? Because they're fucking evil fucks and they would do that. Nazis would do that. So imagine you're a German tanker, right? And you're in your T-34 and you're clanking up here and you see this fucking mass fucking just horizon of undead writhing and biting and snapping and grabbing. Okay, first of all, the psychological like impact on that itself would be devastating. I would think, infantry's not going to cross that shit. There's no way, because you step in that, you get bitten, you get pulled down, you get eaten, consumed right there in a fucking sea of mouths. So, let's take the tanks in, run them down and whatever. So the first couple tanks start going through the minefield, the flesh field, right? That's fine. They're slowly churning through this undead fucking mass. And then boom, there's a anti-tank explosion, anti-tank mine explosion, right? Well, you're detracked, right? And then you're starting to take fire. Let's say there's a enemy position, off shooting at you. What are you gonna do? You can't you can't jump out, right? Because all around you are the living dead. Only thing they want to do is eat your fucking body, right? So you're stuck in this fucking coffin to either, be destroyed by enemy fire or to be consumed by the living dead. So then you got the T-34s behind you, like, oh shit, maybe this isn't the best place to pass, right? So of course, they move around it, and guess what? That's where, the enemy has positioned their gun, positions the best and better fire or whatever, just like they do in normal minefields. So that is the flesh field. Okay. So infantry can't cross it, they'll be consumed. Let's say they're in power armor or something, right? They're just ching, ching, they're in their armor, whatever, and the people, the zombies are biting at them and grabbing at them. It's not doing anything. They're in closed armor. Well, they hit an anti-tank mine or anti-tank or anti-personnel mine. They're fucked. They're fucked. Now you could use fire, right? You could use fire, but unless you completely incinerate the field, right? Those zombies are gonna like still be like crawling at you. There's no in my game you can't kill a zombie. You got to completely incapacitate them for them to just be dead, quote unquote dead. So you got to burn them to a crisp, or you got to just destroy them utterly to where they have no means of locomotion to like grab or to chew or do anything. So yeah, so there you go. They're fucking tough as hell. And I have runners and I have, shamblers. Like the fresh dead, the recently deceased are like runners. Like those would be like your return living dead kind of zombies, like running at you and shit. And then you'd have like decaying dead would be like your night living dead, your traditional night living dead shit. So yeah, but yeah, so this is let me see if I can see. This is one of my flesh fields. Okay. I haven't finished painting it, obviously, because there's a fucking shitload of zombies on here. But these are bits from some Warhammer fantasy thing called the corpse card or some shit like that. And these are just like piles of corpses. There's chains on them. There's mines and stuff on there. They got a couple of these made up. So they make great, like, minefields on the battlefield. And plus, let's say you blow one up. I have rules like, like D4 zombies are like jarred free and they start to crawl out of the field, like toward the infantry or whatever, or start crawling up on stuff. So, yeah, they're not, they're pretty horrifying. But yeah, so I think, and I haven't really seen that in anywhere else. I haven't seen that used in any other rule system. So if you fucking use them, give me some credit, okay? Don't just take it for yourself. You heard it here first, punk asses. But feel free to use it for sure. Just give me credit. But yeah, so that would be like probably my most unique thing. Um, Now, in our games, in my games of Weird WWII, like we were talking about strategies, right? Well, like Hellborn strategy and doctrine has been like implemented during World War II. So like just imagine the US Army's, Hellborn operations during Vietnam, that kind of that kind of doctrine is happening in World War II. So you got a whole new air mobile, like, conflict. So, things can get behind you pretty quick. The enemy can be, get behind you really fucking quick. So, you gotta watch your flanks, you gotta watch the air. So now you have dedicated, like, anti-aircraft elements, more so probably closer to platoon level instead of like company or battalion. Um, because there's so much more. There's gunships and there's troop ships and there's recon and all that stuff. You got to have those. So like the Germans would use their Luftfaust anti-aircraft rockets and just handheld, and then you got all the cool ass like the M16 half track, and you got the whirlwinds, and you got the all the cool shit. But yeah, so that's something. That's a different doctrine, like I was talking about. Hey, baby, how are you? But yeah, so what I was talking about, if you had like different kind of who it is, guys? It's Mel. She's home.
Hey guys.
So yeah, no one's on board, so I might call it, guys. I don't. This was kind of supposed to be a group effort, but if it's just me, then doesn't quite work. All right. Well, maybe we'll try it again some other time. All right.
You gotta sneak attack them.
Sneak attack them.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, if you do have any cool, unique ideas or whatever you got, put them in the comments so we can all hear them and we can all enjoy it. All right, guys. But if you do, keep it weird. See ya.
Could he be any more pathetic?
I think it's sweet.
I'm in there.